Imagine standing in the middle of chaos with tempers flaring, words cutting like knives, and emotions running wild. The world around you is a storm, yet there you stand, unshaken, calm, composed, and in control. People look at you with awe, wondering, how do they remain so steady while the rest of us fall apart? What if I told you that this power isn't a gift reserved for a chosen few? It's something you can cultivate, step by step, through a practice as ancient as humanity itself, the philosophy of Stoicism. Today, I'm going to show you how to train your mind to respond, not react. This is the secret that separates the wise from the reckless, the strong from the weak, and the free from the enslaved. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand this transformative concept, but also be ready to apply it to every corner of your life. Stay with me, because this isn't just a lesson, it's the beginning of your evolution. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join this community of seekers committed to mastering their minds and transforming their lives. The gap between stimulus and response. There's a moment, a fleeting, almost imperceptible moment, between something happening to you and your reaction to it. Most people live their entire lives unaware of this gap. They are slaves to their impulses, reacting to every insult, every inconvenience, every piece of bad news, as though they have no choice. But here's the truth. That gap is where your power lies. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is the cornerstone of Stoicism. Life is unpredictable. You will face setbacks, betrayals, and losses. But none of these events have the power to control you unless you hand that power over willingly. When you train yourself to respond instead of react, you take back the reins of your life. You become the master of your fate, not its victim. Think about it. How many times have you let anger dictate your actions, only to regret it later? How often have you let fear paralyze you, keeping you from opportunities you desperately wanted? These are the chains of reactivity, and breaking free requires deliberate practice. The first step is awareness. Start noticing that gap, the space between the stimulus and your response. Pay attention to how you feel when someone cuts you off in traffic or when a coworker criticizes you. Instead of reacting immediately, pause. In that pause, you'll find clarity. But awareness alone is not enough. You must pair it with deliberate action. This is where discipline comes in. The Stoics believed that self-discipline is the foundation of freedom. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, you are exercising this discipline. Over time, it becomes a habit, and that habit becomes your character. Imagine living a life where your actions are guided not by fleeting emotions, but by wisdom, purpose, and integrity. That's the life a Stoic aspires to lead, and it's a life within your reach. Finally, consider the ripple effect of this practice. When you respond instead of reacting, you not only transform your own life, you become a source of stability for others. Your calm presence has the power to diffuse conflicts, inspire confidence, and build trust. People will gravitate toward you, not because you dominate them, but because you embody a strength they deeply admire. This is the legacy of a mind trained in the art of response. It's not just about controlling yourself, it's about elevating everyone around you. So as we continue this journey, ask yourself, will you be the person swept away by the storm of emotions, or will you be the anchor that holds steady? This choice is yours, and it starts now. Stick with me, because in the next chapter, we'll dive even deeper into the strategies and mindset shifts that will transform how you approach every challenge in life. And don't forget to subscribe if you're ready to take the next step in mastering your mind and unlocking your full potential. Breaking the chains of reaction. Imagine this. You're standing in a crowded room and someone insults you in front of everyone. Your heart pounds, your fists clench, your mind races with 1,000 fiery comebacks. Now pause. In that exact moment, you have a choice. Will you react, letting your anger dictate your next move, or will you respond, choosing a path guided by reason and strength? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the crucible of Stoicism, understanding that your emotions are not your enemies, but your teachers. Anger, fear, and envy are not to be suppressed or ignored. They are to be understood. They are signals, not commands. To master them is to master yourself. But how do we break the chains of reaction? The first step is awareness. Most people sleepwalk through their emotional lives, reacting on autopilot. A Stoic, however, is awake. They observe their emotions as they arise, like a scientist studying a storm. They ask themselves, why am I angry? What story am I telling myself? Is this reaction serving me, or am I serving it? This act of questioning creates a pause, a sacred space where choice and freedom exist. Seneca described this beautifully when he said, "A wise man is neither raised up by prosperity nor cast down by adversity, for he has always endeavored to rely chiefly on himself." This reliance is not on the self in the shallow, egotistical sense. It is a reliance on the self as a fortress of reason and virtue. The wise man does not react to insults because he understands that insults reveal more about the giver than the receiver. He does not fear failure because he knows that failure is a stepping stone to growth. And he does not envy others because he recognizes that true wealth lies in mastering one's own mind. Every time you resist the urge to react, you are building this fortress within yourself. It is not easy, it is not instant, but with every deliberate response you lay another stone, and one day you will stand within its walls, unshaken by the storms of life, while others remain exposed, vulnerable, and at the mercy of forces beyond their control. The power of the pause. There is a moment, a brief, fleeting moment, between the stimulus and your response. Most people never notice it. They are swept away by their emotions, dragged downstream without a paddle. But a Stoic trains their mind to seize this moment, to stretch it, to live within it. This is the power of the pause. It is the space where mastery begins. Think about the last time you regretted something you said or did in anger. Did the action truly align with who you want to be, or was it a reflex born of pain and pride? When you pause, you break the chain of automatic reaction. You take control of your story. This pause is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and fierce. It is the moment where you choose to respond with courage, wisdom, and clarity, instead of being consumed by your emotions. Epictetus reminded us, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The pause is where you decide who you will be. Will you be the person who lashes out, or the one who rises above? Will you be the person who panics, or the one who remains calm in the storm? This choice is yours, and it is made in the pause. The power of the pause is not just about controlling your emotions, it is about transforming them. Anger becomes assertiveness, fear becomes caution, grief becomes compassion. This alchemy is the heart of Stoic practice. It is not about suppressing your humanity, but elevating it to its highest potential. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. What begins as a struggle becomes second nature, until one day you find yourself responding to life's challenges with a grace and strength that surprises even you. Building an unshakable inner fortress. Picture a world where chaos reigns. Everyone is shouting, reacting, and consumed by a storm of emotions. In this world, there stands one figure, a person who remains calm, unshaken, and resolute. This person does not react to insults or flinch in the face of uncertainty. They are not numb, nor are they indifferent. They are something far more powerful. They are free. This freedom does not come from wealth, status, or external power. It comes from within. It is the freedom of a mind trained to respond, not react. But how does one build this unshakable inner fortress? It begins with understanding the true nature of resilience. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength is not the absence of emotion, but mastery over it. It is the ability to feel deeply and still act wisely. The key lies in fortifying your mind against external forces. This does not mean shutting yourself off from the world. It means engaging with it from a place of strength. You do this by practicing daily. Every insult, every setback, and every temptation is an opportunity to reinforce your inner walls. Respond to provocation with calm. Treat failure as a teacher, not an enemy. Embrace discomfort as a tool for growth. Each deliberate response is a brick in your fortress, and over time, these small acts of discipline will create a structure so strong that no storm can topple it. Imagine the power of walking through life with this fortress. Imagine facing life's greatest challenges without losing your composure. Imagine becoming the person others look to for guidance in times of turmoil. This is not a distant dream. It is a reality you can build, one decision at a time. And once you have built this fortress, you will realize that true power does not come from controlling others or the world around you. It comes from mastering yourself. The legacy of a Stoic mind. As this journey draws to a close, let us consider the bigger picture. Why does it matter that you train your mind to respond, not react? Why should you strive for this kind of mastery? The answer is simple yet profound. Because your life and the lives of those around you depends on it. Seneca once said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." A life spent reacting is a life ruled by chaos, fear, and regret. But a life spent responding is a life filled with purpose, clarity, and peace. When you choose to respond, you are not just shaping your present, you are building a legacy. You become the example others follow. You become the light in their darkness, the calm in their storm. But this legacy is not just for others, it is for you. Imagine looking back on your life and knowing that you lived with intention. Imagine the pride of having faced your fears, mastered your emotions, and risen above the petty dramas of the world. This is the gift that Stoicism offers, the chance to live a life of true greatness, not in the eyes of others, but in the quiet, unwavering approval of your own soul. So, where do you go from here? You begin by making a choice to live with courage and discipline, a choice to practice patience and self-control, a choice to be better, not perfect, but better than you were yesterday. This journey will not be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. And as you stand on the brink of this transformation, remember this: you are not alone. We are walking this path together. Each video on this channel is a step toward a stronger, wiser, and freer version of yourself. If you've felt even a spark of inspiration from these words, don't let it fade. Let it grow. Subscribe to this channel and let us continue this journey together. In the next video, we will uncover one of the most transformative Stoic principles, amor fati, the love of fate. What if I told you that every obstacle, every setback, and every failure in your life is not an enemy, but an ally? What if you could not just accept your fate, but embrace it with open arms? This is the next step on our journey, and it has the power to change everything. Hit that subscribe button now and prepare to unlock the next level of your potential. Together, we will master not just our minds, but our lives. Let us walk this path, not as individuals, but as a community of seekers, bound by a shared commitment to greatness. The choice is yours. Will you take it?